Unless one is the type of totally stupefied libtard or normie who wore masks while driving in their car during the great scamdemic, then surely a thinking person must have realized by now that the entire event, with its subsequent variants, was a globalist hoax involving the financially incentivized rebranding of the flu and pneumonia and even heart attacks and strokes as, quote, COVID. The question is, why did Donald Trump go along with the hoax, and why did he say that his warp speed vaccine saved, quote, tens of millions of lives? Here's the clip.
Are you glad that the vaccine program worked? I know that I was surprised, I'll be honest, but I was pleasantly surprised that you came out and said that you'd not only been fully vaccinated, but you thought other people should be too.
Well, we saved tens of millions of lives. Maybe this would have been the Spanish flu of 1917 had we not come up. And I got it done in 9 months as opposed to they were projecting from 5 to 12 years. I got it done in 9 months, so I'm very proud of it.
You were great.
I'm against mandates,
right?
Strongly against mandates, but I'm very proud of what we did. I saved worldwide tens of millions of lives.
As ludicrous as Trump's statement may have seemed, he was indeed telling the truth when he said that warp speed saved tens of millions of lives, albeit not in the way that most people would understand that statement. When the stupid 19 scamdemic, planned more than 10 years in advance, was finally launched with such deafening wall-to-wall fanfare in early 2020, Trump, although he knew the hoax was coming, was dealt a very difficult hand to play. Only now, with the benefit of 2020 hindsight and the inevitable petering out of the grand hoax, can we fully assess and appreciate how this dangerous initiative was masterfully deactivated and the world, battered and bruised, was saved from the globalist endgame of genocide and world dictatorship. To better understand how Trump's rollout of the warp speed vaccine saved the world, let us review the timeline of events. Summer, fall 2019. Trump and the White Hats of military intelligence know in advance what is about to be sprung upon an unsuspecting world. Indeed, arch-globalist criminal Bill Gates and many other big names from 2015 to 2019 literally told us what was coming. January 2020, fake news and laughably fake images begin rolling out a story about a deadly coronavirus originating from a bat in a so-called wet market from China. March 2020, the switch is flicked. An endless, stupid 19 mania explodes across the world. In total lockstep, governments, corporations, media, Hollywood, tech companies, quackademia, and the sports leagues go all in and all at once in a coordinated effort to terrorize and lock down the normies of planet Earth. March 2020, under the massive global assault from every direction, Trump has no choice but to acknowledge the crisis, and then, in a classic example of keeping your enemies close, brings the evil Dr. Tony Fauci and Dr. Deborah Bitch into his circle and daily briefings, and he pledges to bring a vaccine to market in record time. Spring 2020, under the phony pretext of protecting voters, the globalists and communists openly call for greatly expanded mail-in ballot voting for the November 2020 presidential election. Their true objective, of course, is to rig the election and get rid of Donald Trump. Spring and summer 2020, Trump continuously warns about a plot to steal the elections with mail-in ballots as he pretends to be powerless to stop it. Fall of 2020, the destructive lockdowns continue as the election approaches. The election is stolen by a Biden imposter working for Trump. But now Trump and the White Hats have all of the evidence because the election theft was a sting operation all along. The fraud, enabled by the lockdowns, will all be revealed in due time. December 2020 through January 2021, Trump appears to be powerless to stop the coming transition to a new administration. But in reality, Trump, on his way out the door, supposedly, hands temporary dictatorial powers over to the U.S. military, and he federalizes the National Guard units of all 50 states until 2024. The Biden inauguration was actually a transitioning of Washington, D.C. to military control, with Trump remaining as the secret commander-in-chief. This is what Trump meant when he referred to himself as a, quote, wartime president, fighting a, quote, invisible enemy. The Stupid 19 hoax was thus boomeranged against the deep state because Trump and the White Hats knew the playbook in advance. January 21st, 2021, a Biden imposter under Trump's control is installed in a fake Oval Office. And in due time, Biden will be destroyed in a way that cannot be linked to Trump, who remains the true president under a secret emergency military government that has already executed the real Joe Biden. May through July 2021, even the communist-controlled demon rat states, New York included, begin to open up as Trump's voluntary vaccine makes nervous normies and loony libtards feel safe again. The deadly globalist schemes of a 5-year vaccine delay and continued lockdowns, a devastated global economy, and a mandated worldwide vaccine microchip injection, all under a one-world government, were thwarted by the brilliant tactical maneuvering of Trump and the White Hats, not to mention World War III, which was also blocked by Trump. So you see, Trump really did save tens of millions of lives, and actually, perhaps billions of lives. And we have reason to believe that globalist scum, such as Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates, were rendered to Gitmo prison and possibly already executed. So, it is time to stop whining about Trump's vaccine. Wah! Wah! My warp speed! Trump sold us out! We are at war, people. And we must stand as one behind this fearless leader who is killing the new world order. You may disagree with this analysis if you insist, but it's so easy to be a critic when you're not the one in the arena taking the blows. Tell me, how exactly would you have handled this massive globalist psychological attack if you were president of a dumbed down, scared shitless nation of normies? Think about it. This is Mike King signing off. Please like this video, share this video,